Alright, and now we join you live with coverage of a possible tornado outbreak about to try and get going. Setting everything up for the stream. Big time tornado watches up here. One's going to be for the near Atlantic City area. We're going to switch over to velocity there. We can get a second. There's some rotation over there. Not to mention we have other two. These are going to be expiring pretty soon, but we're going to talk about them. There was rotation of these not too long ago, so we're keeping an eye on that. And before we get going, I need to change our SPC outlook there. So just give me one moment to get the latest SPC up there. I can also talk to you about it. So today, a slight risk is going to be in effect big time, as we have multiple areas that are under a slight risk. But the main thing we are talking about is the chance for strong tornadoes and pretty damaging winds up there, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania. We also have a pretty serious hail threat out towards Nebraska today. So that is definitely something we are going to be keeping an eye out for. They're right there. Okay, we're gonna push this to the... Can we do this? Yes, we can. Okay, we're good. Gonna adjust that. Sorry, here's some behind the scenes. Alright, looks, nope, not perfect. Okay, there we go. Alright, so you can see that that's going to be our general risk. Slight risk has been expanded to go all the way down to the Carolinas now. So that is something to keep an eye out for. Oh, what just happened? Why is everything jumping around? That was weird. But we're keeping an eye out also down here towards Birmingham, Mississippi area. Some storms trying to pop up. Like this one near Tupelo, Mississippi. Decent storm here. Quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's the main thing we're looking out for today. Some other storms up here in Nebraska. These also, I believe these carry the low threat of a tornado today. No rotation really right now. That's good, but we're keeping an eye out pretty much all of today, I think, for these storms. Keep an eye on the tropics real quickly. We gotta update that. Tracking the tropics. Is that? Yeah, okay, we're good. Making sure everything's good with that. I believe that's all good. Tracking the tropics. We have a lot going on in the Pacific that is in the United States peripheral vision here. Lala is a Category 1, 90 mile an hour winds, 115 mile an hour gust. Moving off to the north right now. And we also have a depression that is formed here. Tropical Depression 2C. Is expected to become a tropical storm. Maybe another one to watch out for people in Hawaii. Not to mention, more tropical waves. And we also have a low chance of development, I haven't seen this yet, near Spain. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's new. Is there one for... Is there even one that'll reach over here? Not really. But we do have a new tornado warning, so we're going to check that out. Tornado warning over here for the Bay of Minty. And that is on the ground, folks. Alright, a tornado has been confirmed to be on the ground. Changing this to tornado on the ground now. So tornado is now on the ground over here in Alabama. This is going to be near Mobile. What is that? Okay. Okay, I'll deal with that later. It's not important. But for the Bay of Minty, you are on the edge of a tornado warning. Where a tornado has been reported to be on the ground, is this radar indicated? What is this? Radar confirmed tornado. So the people at the National Weather Service down here in Mobile, Alabama, believe this has a tornado on the ground. That right there near the area of hurricane. Oh my gosh, hurricane. Oh my gosh. A tornado has been yeah, right there. So the tornado is going to be approaching the Big Lizard Creek and Tensas River. Right there is the tornado, just to the west of the town of Hurricane. Right there, that's where it is. How fast is our storm moving here? This thing is moving very slowly, 15 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and drop a polygon for what in the world is this? This is not what I wanted to do. So can we set it to cellular storm? Thank you. And if I could ever get this to work properly. Maybe I just don't know how to do this. There we go. Alright, so it's moving at 15 miles an hour right now. To the north and east. So it's going to be in Hurricane. It could be near the town of Hurricane at 4:08. That's going to be Central Standard Time. It's going to be towards Carpenter at 4:18 Central Standard Time. That's kind of a time estimate on when and where this thing's going to go towards. Oh, that's not right. It's not the weather front. This is Radar Mega. Sorry. I was testing a different radar app. Put the wrong one on here. Sorry. Radar scan doesn't appear to be on the ground anymore. But we're still gonna keep an eye on this. I can't really tell exactly what's going on. Well, no, it's still the rotation. Okay, we still got rotation actually. Never mind. It is now just to the north of Hurricane. You can see the way this has been progressing here. It could have touched down all the way back here, honestly. And it moved on to the north and east. It looks like it's kind of, maybe, not really. Okay, we're good. I believed it was doing a occlusion, but no, it's not. For now, at least. It could, but it's not. This is not a traditional storm, so it's kind of odd. Yeah, most storms are gonna not be built like this. So this one's pretty interesting. But right about in here, this is where our rotation's going to be. I can't really see the debris ball right now. It's pretty contaminated through there. So, we're just going to keep an eye on that. But this warning will be in effect until 4:45 CDT. Alright. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and check up on our other warnings. One in Atlantic City has 9 minutes left on it, well, just to the west of Atlantic City, I suppose. On the wind speeds and direction, also known as velocity. There's definitely some rotation there to the west of Egg Harbor Township. So people in that area need to be taking shelter immediately. A tornado could be trying to come together. 8 minutes left on this warning. Rotation is going to be towards the Higgletown, Terry Hill, East Earl, New Holland, Brownstown. That's where your rotation is going to be generally at. In between those. Is that a new scan? No. Okay. We're waiting on a new scan down here for our hurricane warning. For the town of Hurricane under the tornado warning. Not a hurricane warning. It's kind of confusing. While we do that, we're going to go check on the tropics. Nope, wrong button. There we go. Is that the system in question? Check the models here. can we do precipitation here? There we go. Composite reflectivity, we push this forward. Haven't looked at this yet, so we're doing it here together. So, oh, okay, wow, that's actually interesting. So this right here, we had some rain and stuff. It's heavy rain. Looks like it might try and spin up a bit there briefly. I believe that's more of a subtropical system instead, not really a full-on hurricane. It looks more subtropical in nature than anything. But we'll go check on our confirmed tornado that's on the ground. We're here in Baldwin. It didn't switch radar. That's annoying. But, where's the rotation at? So, latest scan, rotation has died down quite a lot of that, so that is a good sign. Very good sign. On the precipitation here, we're gonna let's look at the nationwide view. So, we have 3 warnings right now. One is observed on the ground, or at least it was. We'll see how that turns out. We have our big system in the northeast. Some storms down here in Florida. Some over here in the deep south. Really everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. And we could see some storms. Look at the models here on the HRRR. One of the best convective allowing models now. Move my microphone. There we go. That's good. Give it a second to load in. This is going to be about 7 p.m. So, looks like once about 10 p.m., our storms are going to be moving off the coast up here in the northeast. The Atlantic City warning has been allowed to expire for now. Okay. So, you're good there for now. But, yeah, about 10 to 11, that's when these storms are going to move off the coast. But, I mean, it looks like just about maybe, 9 o'clock's when our storms down here in the Carolinas get going. As well, almost like a little mesoscale system, maybe, in Tennessee. Oh, wow, that's like, oh, wow. That actually could be something to watch out for about midnight. Out there in Tennessee, northwestern Georgia, and northeastern Alabama. So, that's kind of interesting looking. I don't really like that. Check the NAM 3 kilometer, once again, another convective allowing model. It is 5 p.m. right now. So this is pretty accurate to what we're seeing right now. If that gives you kind of gist, there's obviously some mistakes. Like our Atlantic City storm that just had the tornado warning is not showing up really. So it's not always accurate, you know. This is kind of what is believed to happen. Interesting enough, the NAM 3 kilometer is going to show some storms forming before the HRRR is about 5 o'clock in the Carolinas. And it shows, is it refreshing? The storm's going off as soon as 8. So we'll see which one's closer. They're pretty similar in terms of what they look like and are going to do. It's just the timings are quite a bit off from each other. So we'll have to see which one is going to be accurate. Right now it's 5 o'clock, and there's nothing down there in the Carolinas, so that could be interesting. If you check out the SPC here, on the left side of your screen, you can see we have a slight 2 out of 5 risk. We're expecting pretty strong tornadoes possible up there towards Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and, wait, no, that's just it. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to switch something right now. And then we also have the threat out there towards Nebraska, which is where this storm is, also towards Minnesota. This storm's where Ainsworth and Bassett and Brewster Thedford is a pretty decent storm they're combining right now. We also have a slight risk down here in Alabama. That's where we just had a tornado on the ground moments ago. So, obviously, we need to keep an eye on that as it just produced one. At least it appears so. National Weather Service was very confident in that. They were very quick to issue that warning. Props to them. So it is likely that a tornado did occur, as they did confirm on our radar. So, right now, also we have some little storms over here in the eastern North Carolina. They're not very powerful or strong right now. They're kind of just garden variety. This one over here has some very heavy rains, it looks like, so keep an eye on that. Back to our, now, is this our only tornado warning now? I think it is. Yeah. So our only tornado warning in the entire country right now is over here towards Brownstown. So switch back to the main view there. The storm has pretty much left the polygon at this point, so soon we'll allow that to expire, and we'll go on to a break here. Once this is allowed to expire, and we'll be back the second there's something to tell you about that's urgent. But we're going to stay on for 2 minutes at least before we go to a break. 1 minute now. As we wait for that to expire. Down here in Mississippi, what in the world? Some interesting polygons for some small storms. Huh. That's just kind of weird. Why'd they draw them like that? Oh, well. That's just kind of odd. Usually you want to size it to the storm. But National Weather Service be National Weather Service. They're the expert, not me. But, about 45 seconds, I think, on that warning left. Roughly. So we'll have to wait just a moment. And never mind, it just expired. So we will be back. And we are back now with a tornado warning for the town of... Put that to single site, please. There we go. Downington. The town of Downington, you are now under a tornado warning. Westchester, Willstown. Alright, right there is going to be your rotation. Just to the north and east of Doe Run. So where the rotation is going to be is near Doe Run. Sorry. 1 second. There we go. One moment. So, right now we have one tornado warning on the eastern seaboard. And that is going to be this one right here in the town of Westchester. So our rotation is going to be right here. To right there. That's where it is, right here. So we're going to keep an eye on that for you. As the situation continues. Excuse me. Once again, only tornado warning on the eastern seaboard right now. And that's like in the United States in total. Now, how long will this last for? I'm not sure. But we're going to find out, I guess. So if you're in the path of this, remain in shelter. New scan right there. Rotation is still pretty strong, so be very careful in the path of this storm. We're gonna come back to you here just for a moment to check in. No new scan yet. We're gonna have to wait. But right there, check the correlation coefficient. We're not seeing any debris on the debris tracker, so that is good right now. And it has just come in a report of lightning over here north of Virginia Beach and Cape Charles. Someone has unfortunately passed away from a lightning strike, apparently. One person struck by lightning near the intersection of Bay Avenue and Washington Street in Cape Charles due to a lightning strike relayed by a 911 call center. So if that's true, thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by that. Very unfortunate situation just happening there. A new tornado warning has now been issued by the National Weather Service for Charleston and Sodersville. We're checking the velocity now. This looks like a classic supercell. Right there is going to be some broad rotation ongoing now. All right, so it's decent in strength, but it's not super tight right now. So hopefully it won't immediately touch down. But the way things have, let's see, the way things are trending, it looks to be maybe tightening up a bit. And yeah, it looks like it's tightening up. So I would take shelter most certainly if I'm in the path of that. That is the real deal right there, trying to get to going. Looks very healthy. We can see here. It has a clear place to pull in warm moisture. It has a lot of rain back here to bring in cold air. All this rain is cooling it down by maybe 10, 20 degrees, I'd say. Let's see actually how much it's cooled down. So out ahead of the lines, it is up to into the 90s, and behind the lines, it's into the 70s. So we're looking at a nearly 20 degree differences in some places. That's more like 15 actually, but yeah. But big time temperature differences behind the storms. So this does definitely look healthy to me. So keep an eye on that. 2 tornado warnings are now in effect on the eastern seaboard. Thank you so much to everybody tuning in. If I'm not mistaken, this is the most liked live stream, so thank you so much for that. It means a lot. Glad we're getting the word out. So let's go ahead and check the velocity here. Maybe. All right, let's checking the velocity now. So our rotation is going to be just to the north and west of, let's just say just to the east of Chester Harbor here, because I'm not sure how to pronounce that. If it does come down, it's going to come down right here. Near, what road is that? I can't read sideways, unfortunately. So, yeah. But it's going to come up towards McInnes, Pond Town, Sudlersville, and Millington. So the town of Millington, you are under a tornado warning for the next 25 minutes now. Keep in mind over here to West Chester, new scan just came in. We'll check it out on that. Big time warning ongoing here. Not seeing as much rotation as we were, so that's good. It does appear to be slightly less powerful. Go ahead and check in on our southern warning here. Let's see on that rotation. So rotation is definitely trying to get going in terms of being tight. It looks to me, honestly, that it is on the weakening trend, which is really good right now. So let's hope that continues. Up for our storm up here, I'm seeing some very broad high winds and maybe a bit of rotation on there. I mean, it's rotating a bit in there, but it's not like screaming at me, tornado on the ground, get a shelter. It's more so, there is some rotation here that could become a tornado pretty fast if it really tries to. So just take shelter anyway. Because of these types of storms, they can form within 30 seconds with no warning hardly, other than the fact that there was a bit of rotation causing a tornado warning that can just drop a tornado randomly. So, without you having any idea. And a new tornado warning has now been issued. That's gonna be for Barcy, Hartley, Pershing's Corner. So we need to be taking shelter now. Rotation is gonna be coming up to the east here. So we're gonna keep an eye on that for you. You need to be getting shelter though immediately, as the tornado is trying to form right now. Take that with the most seriousness possible. I'm noticing now on the southern one here, a hook appendage is becoming ever so more apparent. As well, rotation also looks pretty darn tight there. Oh my! I think alright. I'm making an unofficial call that a tornado is on the ground. That National Weather Service has not confirmed one. I believe now there is a tornado on the ground near Weedman. Velocity. How do I do this? Hold on. It's been a minute. Possible tornado on the ground, I believe, at this point. Tornado may be on the ground. Near the area of Stevens Corner, right over, Weedman. Weidman. Tornado may be down. Waiting for official upgrade. If it is, if we look at the velocity there, it almost perfectly aligns with where we're seeing some of the. Whoa. Alright, the new correlation coefficient here shows a less apparent signal of a tornado being down. So there may not be one on the ground at this point, okay? It is not guaranteed. It's waiting for another scan so I can give you better confirmation on if it's down or not. Once I get my next velocity scan in, I can say with more certainty, is it down? Oh wow, that's if it isn't down, it's really trying to be down. I tell you that. If this is not on the ground, it is probably about to be. We have a very small area of rotation there, but it is pretty intense. The gate's probably pretty high. So I believe the tornado is on the ground now. The way that this hook looks very healthy. Velocity looks healthy. And does that overline with the CC? Pretty much. That's pretty much perfect with where we're seeing the difference in our CC is a debris tracker. Basically tracks how similar are the objects in the sky. And it's saying, alright, to the north and west of Stevens Corner, there's some stuff that aren't the same there. It could be hail, it could be a tree limb. It's something. It could be tree limbs, leaves, when mixed in with the rain and hail. That's a pretty decent difference. No confirmation right now if it is officially down, but I believe it is. Currently on the ground, I believe. That's why we have the headline right now, tornado may be down. Trying to see if there's any view or reports of anything from this. One moment, I'm trying to see if I can find anything on this. Any photos, videos, anything. Not really seeing anything. Do we got a new scan in? Yeah, okay, latest scan rotation is slightly weaker, but it still looks pretty healthy. Let's check the latest correlation coefficient. It still lines up pretty well with it. It's not deep like it was. Push it back here. We saw some blue there in it. Move to the east. It doesn't seem to be actively down right now, but it could be. So that could have been, I believe that was the tornado. I still want to keep an eye on it though. I believe it could put down another one if it's not still down. So, at least for 28 minutes, stay in shelter. Tornado, if it is down, is going to be just to the north and east of Barclay. But I mean that looks like a tornado signature. If you know what a tornado signature looks like, that's it. It's got everything. It had the reflectivity is like very healthy looking. The velocity looks very good. The only thing that's questionable is the correlation coefficient. It doesn't exactly line up, which is a bit interesting. Is that newer or something? Yeah, that's newer. Okay. We're waiting on the velocity to update now. To try and give more confirmation if this is down. But very healthy storm looks like right now. Is there a new warning? It just popped up on my screen. I don't see it though. Yeah, I think it's a glitch. That's a glitch. Okay. Latest scan, velocity, aka wind speeds, and direction still looks pretty healthy. It's not like what it was a minute ago, couple moments ago. Not quite. Right about here is where it touched down. You can see it strengthened, but it came a tiny bit broader. It looks like it might be trying to consolidate again. I do not believe it is down now. I do not believe it is on the ground right now. I believe maybe about 5 minutes ago it was. It very likely was on the ground. I believe that was a debris ball we did have at one point. It wasn't guaranteed to be one, but it looks like one. I mean, it was pretty consistent with a small tornado. So we'll have to see in the following days what the National Weather Service says. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't say that's a tornado signature. But when it's right on top of the velocity, it's more than likely that it was. In my opinion. National Weather Service did not confirm one, so officially, it is not a tornado that did happen yet. So keep that in mind. It's not a surefire thing. They are the experts. Keep that in mind. I'm just someone who knows that likes to study radar image and stuff. So they are the degreed meteorologist. People issuing these warnings are. Well, I believe so. I know you have to have a I can't remember what level of degree it is, but you do have to have certain stuff to get qualified for that. Once again, thank you so much for everybody watching the stream today. This is now the most liked stream at 14 likes. So thank you so much. That means a lot. Hope we're getting the word out. And still no confirmation on if that was a tornado or not moments ago. But right now, we'll go ahead and check up on. Is there anything changed? Let me check here. So on the velocity here, we have some rotation still pretty tight. I'll go over to the correlation coefficient, also known as debris tracker. Nothing right now that is showing up as debris, so that's good. Alright, I just saw something that a tornado is down somewhere. Where's that at? Oh, okay, so, oh. Well, right there's one of my examples of a mistake. I just got it wrong. Apparently it is down. I don't see where it is exactly. Is that a radar confirmed? Where's it at, though? Is that it? Yeah, okay. Alright, so a tornado is now on the ground. Moments ago with the storm, we were talking about the possibility of it being on the ground. Then I believed it wasn't on the ground just a second ago, but apparently I was wrong. Which happens. Once again, they are the degree meteorologist. Not me. So tornado is down. Tornado on the ground. Tornado on the ground for, I believe, the second confirmed time today. Okay, why is it so annoying? There we go. We're good. So right in there is going to be where this tornado is. So we're keeping an eye on that for you. Check it over to the debris tracker. Do we see any debris right now? I believe that's a debris ball. Maybe? I can't really tell. But that's why the service says that's a debris ball, so we're going to listen to them. Taking shelter as we have a tornado now on the ground. This is going to be coming up towards the Oak Forest Estates, Hartley, Fords Grove Village Mobile Home Park, Fords Corner, Slaughter, Wrights Crossroads, all under tornado warning. And there has been, National Weather Service says there is a tornado on the ground somewhere in all that rain. Actually, now that I think about it, is that whole thing debris? Push that back. I can't tell. I believe that right there is a debris ball. It's a bit displaced, though. That's my only thinking. So it's interesting, though. Tornado has been confirmed to be on the ground, though, so take shelter. I'm going to try and see exactly where this thing is so I can give you some more accurate data here. Something that just kind of grabbed my attention here. Chapeltown, you have a little area of rotation here that could be on the ground, actually. I'm not sure, but that might be on the ground down there. So, new scan should be coming in any second now for velocity. We'll give you a gist on that here in just a moment. The other area of rotation right down there where Chapeltown is in this warning. Alright, rotation is broadening out. I think this one had lifted to the north. And this one also just broadened out. So I don't believe we have any tornadoes on the ground, but we still have multiple areas of rotation right now, so we do need to be taking this so very seriously. Eventually, these storms will be getting towards the town of the area of Dover. So, that could be something to watch out. Is anything popped up in the Carolinas? Western North Carolina? Not at all. That's interesting. We'll have to see when those start popping up out. I don't believe we're going to be on until then, though, so, yeah. We're probably going to go off in about 20 minutes. If that. But as of now, that storm rotation remains to be rather broad in nature. Still rotating, so we're going to definitely keep an eye on it. Definitely stay in shelter. but it's no longer believed to be actively producing a tornado. Still has the tornado on the ground tag, but it's likely that they'll go ahead and take that off here in a couple moments. But once again, definitely take shelter. The storm that just had a tornado on the ground, you need to be taking shelter for. So the next place on the list for a tornado warning is likely going to be Dover, if all things continue as it is now. But we'll go ahead and look at the nationwide here real quickly. Storms are still ongoing out in the deep south, Florida, eastern North Carolina, also some storms out in here. Still watching this little guy out here. He's not very little. Producing golf ball sized hail. Anything worth noting right now other than this? Oh, once again, someone unfortunately is believed to have passed away earlier today about 4:05 p.m. in Cape Charles, Virginia, Northampton County, via a 911 call center. So, thoughts and prayers, everybody out there that has been affected by that. Very unfortunate situation there. And now a new tornado warning has been issued for Dover. A radar indicated warning is now in effect for the area of Dover, Willow Creek, Leipzig, Cheswald, Rising Sun, Lebanon, and the Dover Air Force Base. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce these names. Never heard them before. My apologies. So we stop it here. We go ahead and look at the wind speeds and direction, also known as professionally the velocity. Rotation is definitely still there. We're waiting to see if that's going to become more defined, more strong and tight to produce a tornado in the general Dover area. But right now there's not one on the ground that we know of. We can see that in collision coefficient. Nothing is showing up right now. We really have two areas of rotation, honestly. Right, one here and one there, which is also interesting to have to see how that works out. So, remain in shelter for the next 40 minutes before this storm eventually will go out to overwater. Is there anything formed down here yet? No. What in the world? My guess is the HRRR is going to be the winner tonight of being more accurate. So congratulations, HRRR. So far, you've been more accurate. And we are back with a PDS tornado warning on the ground. We have a massive tornado apparently on the ground now. Immediate action is needed for the people of Dover. This is a super dangerous situation. A tornado is on the ground in Dover. My goodness. A PDS tornado warning. This is the second highest warning possible. My goodness. Big time tornado is on the ground, going right through Dover. Very unfortunate. This is a big time debris ball, and it's right over the Wesley College and right over downtown Dover. My goodness. This is 1.2 miles wide. The debris ball is. Wow. If you're in the path of this on the other side of Dover, take shelter now. It looks like the latest scan there let up a bit. But it looks like Dover might have just taken a hit from a big time tornado. I saw that and I started walking back to the thing. And then boom, it just went like that. Hopefully, it did not hit anything. But based off that debris ball, it looks like it just hit something. So very unfortunate for the people in Dover. If it is hitting Dover. PDS tornado warning is ongoing. Radar confirmed tornado. A damaging tornado has been confirmed. You are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, vehicles is likely. Complete destruction is possible. This is likely an EF3 plus tornado that has just impacted downtown Dover. Typically, PDS is going to be EF3 plus. New scan. Debris ball is weakening. Where the debris is now is going to be near Town Point, White Oak Road, East Lake Gardens. Tornado is now, moments ago, was on the ground in Dover. Now, did it hit downtown Dover? We don't know. But likely EF3 plus. Can we see how far that debris went up, I wonder? Yeah, it looks like it did impact something in Dover, though. So right here looks to be about when it peaked. Tilt 4, nope, nothing on Tilt 4. What about Tilt 3? Unclear there. But it could be an EF3 plus, I'd say. So, really hoping that everybody is safe in Dover. As that looks like it might have just went straight through Dover. Wow. Rotations right over the East Lake Gardens. It may be still on the ground. A destructive tornado moments ago was confirmed in downtown Dover. PDS tornado warning is in effect. This is one of the highest warnings possible. Span up very quickly here. We had to come back here to get back on live with you. As this tornado has now impacted Dover. My goodness. So debris is right over Town Point, the Holiday Inn on what highway is that? Can't tell. It doesn't have a label on it right now for some reason. It's near the White Oak Road, Boggs Drive, Town Point, White Oak Farms, East Lake Garden. It could have hit the college there, Wesley College. It might have hit. Do not have any confirmation of damage right now. We're gonna be trying to find something. Wow, so this could be a very unfortunate situation that just happened. A tornado could have just went right through Dover. We're not sure, but it looks like it has. PDS tornado ring remains in effect. Now we're looking out for places in the path of this storm. The rotation is weakening, but we have some convergence maybe once again coming into Dover. So another wall of wind is about to hit. The convergence could also form another tornado. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Dover, you are not okay to come out of your safe spot yet, okay? Try and remain in shelter right now. I don't see another tornado on the ground. But we do, either way, you're having a lot of wind. That's not really convergence, it's more so wind. But still, we have a lot of wind about to hit you, looks like, so. Where the tornado might be, if it's still down, and I don't believe it's down anymore. But if it is still down, it's going to be towards Cal Gills Center and Donna's Landing. Tornado has impacted. So, very unfortunate there. So, yeah, we're praying for everybody that has been impacted by this, as a tornado looks like it went right through Dover. We're gonna do some, damage analysis tomorrow, if we can. If we can look at updates, maybe. But, very unfortunate situation, as a PDS tornado warning is now in effect. Has been issued for Dover moments ago. A tornado looked like it did impact the large town of Dover. Keep in mind, Dover is the second, Dover is the, capital of, Delaware. So, tornado has impacted Dover, it appears. Trying to find if there's any damage reports, but yeah, very unfortunate just happened. Very unfortunate thing just happened. That was a full-blown Oklahoma-style tornado. Possibly there. Report, I'm not sure if this is true, but apparently there has been some significant damage reported out of Dover now. Once again, not confirmed, but it is reported now that they have been hit. Trying to get any descriptions on what just happened. But what's going to happen right now is National Weather Service is being flooded with all the stuff that's happening. Reports, warnings. They're dealing with the fact that a tornado had just impacted Dover. I'm going to check the scanners here, if we have anything. Are there scanners in Dover? I'm not sure. That are public. I guess we're going to see. If there's any 911 calls out to Dover. Okay. I got something. Power outage has been reported 8 minutes ago. That sounds about right. So, we do know at least of a power outage now. In downtown. Is that downtown? Yes. What road is that? Yes, so about right here on the south side of downtown, right here near the old state house, there has been a report of a power outage. So power is definitely out. Now, did a tornado impact it? I'm not sure yet. But if we push back the debris tracker here, we can see, looks to be maybe about right in here. The tornado touched down and did some pretty significant damage as it lifted debris pretty high before dissipating. So it was very quick-lived. So hopefully it didn't have the chance to do much damage. But you can see debris was lofted pretty high. So it looks like a brief but strong tornado did occur. So we're still seeing if we can get any damage reports out. I'm seeing some road closures there. Is that recent? I can't tell. I'm seeing something that hit the speedway, the Dover Speedway. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but it looks like it has been hit. High wind pushes a truck over. A truck has been overturned on Route 1. Multiple things are happening right now. I'm not sure if this is related, but there's also a house fire reported. Not sure if that's related. Looks like the town of Delaware has been hit. Not town of Delaware, town of Dover, Delaware, sorry. That could be another little area of rotation there. Not certain though. So stay sheltered for the next 21 minutes as that tornado looks to have hit. I'm gonna see if there's any new reports or anything. National Weather Service is probably gonna take a while to get there. So Dover, Delaware. Nothing new as of now. But there is a chance that it did. That was a rough one, so. Most calls are. Where's Route 1 at? I don't know where Route 1 is. But looks like it's kind of focused into this area right through here in downtown Dover. It looks like it touched down back in here, but that's not exact. So. We're gonna wait for any National Weather Service reports, because those are going to be the official ones that we can trust with certainty. As in the first couple moments of a tornado impacting like this, it's a very chaotic situation that's going to be happening for a while, so we'll be right back. We'll be back with you when we have something new to tell you. Alright, and we have a National Weather Service official report there. Train spotter reported a rain-wrapped tornado on the ground with flying debris at 6:18 Eastern Standard Time. So we have a trained National Weather Service spotter reporting a tornado that happened on the ground. Looks to be severe winds impacted too. Right now, I believe we have a water spout off the coast. So, yeah, looks like a water spout's going to be off the coast of Dover, to the east of it now. Right now, out of Dover, I just saw an image of the tornado that did occur. Multiple fire alarms being set off right now. I'm seeing injuries. Ambulances dispatched pretty much everywhere out there right now. Structure collapse and power outage near Days Inn. Where is the Days Inn? I believe that's on the highway, is it not? Right here? There's the Holiday Inn. Where's the Days Inn at? Has it hit the Motor Speedway? Do we have confirmation? Something said it hit the Speedway, but I haven't seen any, confirmed calls about that. Also, that is a big-time waterspout over there. Thank goodness that is not on land. I mean, I am truly concerned that a massive tornado has impacted Dover. Very unfortunate situation that has just impacted the area of Dover. Also, I think the water spout is about to lift out there if it hasn't already. The water spout's on a weakening trend. I mean, and this storm has been producing tornadoes for a while. Yeah, I mean, this thing's already producing tornadoes back here, right? If I'm not mistaken. So this thing's this is the long track supercell at this point. Well, it did do like a mesocyclone handoff thing too, so I guess it wasn't technically the same storm in a way, but if it doesn't hurt enough, they already got hit by a tornado. I mean, it's raining so much they can't even probably do proper evacuations, which is really unfortunate, you know. But I mean, thoughts and prayers really do go out. Apparently, a large building has collapsed in Dover. I saw one call about that. I saw on social media a large building collapsed. Apparently, not confirmed. But there is a confirmed that a building has collapsed. A single-family home reportedly having. There's a lot of fire alarms right now, which could be triggered by the power going off. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Maybe it's a glitch, or there's just a bunch of houses on fire for some reason, which you wouldn't think would make sense during a tornado and a lot of rain. But that's what the dispatch center is saying, I guess. So. Fire department has been dispatched all over. How many departments are being dispatched? I believe it's just one, so that one department's likely a bit overwhelmed. Where is the Dover Fire Department exactly? I'm not sure. I feel like it's probably somewhere near downtown, right? According to that tornado report, our tornado impacted more the northern Dover areas. Storm damage causes hotel structure collapse. That's okay, wow, that's bad. Where is that exact? Okay, right here. Wait, no, hold on. Where's that interchange? Where's the overpass? Okay, there's the overpass. There's the intersection. What road is that? Kings Highway. Where is Kings Highway? Is it not an accurate name? I'm trying to pinpoint where this damage report is I'm seeing. But I can't exactly find it very easily. Kings Highway, right here. Right here is a rough location of where the structure has collapsed at right there. near the Super Lodge. It might be the Super Lodge. That might be what it is. Not confirmed though. And if that's exactly what that is. But, and checking to see if anything new's happened. Yeah, multiple structures have been reported to have collapsed. Also is that water spout still ongoing? Yeah, oh my goodness. What in the world? Is it? Yeah, I mean, thank goodness that is not on land, you know? Also, that was a bit of brief rotation right there. Let's let up, though. I'm disappointed I didn't notice that faster. But, I mean, this is some serious water spouts ongoing out here. Oh my, what? Why are we getting so many scans that fast? I mean, just get one? Oh well. Yeah, some rotation's still out there. It's not very strong right now in terms of that water spout. I mean, that is a storm right there, if you ever seen one. That is a supercell. I'm gonna go ahead and, check once again for damage reports here. Power outage on 13th Street. Roughly 3 miles from downtown. So, it might be back towards where it touched down, or it could be to where it lifted. We're not exactly sure. Looks like we have multiple, departments responding at this point, it looks like, so. Now, the severity of the structure collapse at this point is not known. Severity of said collapse, once again, is not known. Checking for storm reports once again, we're gonna refresh. Nothing through the National Weather Service new yet. So back to the live tornado reports tab there. Down trees are blocking the route to Dover Transit Center. Paralyzed person needs ambulance at motel room. It looks like whenever it hits right to the east and north of downtown, towards that alley in the Super Lodge, looks like to where this tornado has impacted now. So very unfortunate, very sad there. We're hoping everybody's okay, but right now we don't know. So many 911 calls are ongoing right now. But it looks like almost everywhere out here currently is in the town of Dover experiencing some sort of issue. Either power's out. What service does Dover have? Does anybody know? I'm gonna try and look it up here. I'm not sure if they would have the Dover power outages here. Do they have a map? I'm not sure. I don't see if they have a map, so, yeah, I don't see if they have a map, so I don't know if we can, see the active power outages for Dover. They have their own system, and we also have no more tornado warnings right now. Right now, we're just looking at, damage reports. So let's switch that, because it might be misleading. I don't want to mislead anybody. Switch that to damage reports. Not, tornado reports. Just so people don't think it's still down. Because it's no longer a threat for Dover right now, so that's good. Let's see. Why is there so many damage reports down there in North Carolina from that storm? Alright, there goes the piece, never mind. We have another tornado warning now in effect for Cambridge. We need to be taking shelter as a tornado might be coming together. We saw how fast that one up north in Dover put down a tornado. That is some decent rotation there, decent strength there. I definitely want you to be taking shelter. Everybody, you need to be taking shelter right now. That is a very real threat ongoing now. Alright, new scan came in down there. Let's check on it again. Nothing changed really in that scan. But yeah. Okay. Let me see. Do we have anything? Is that another water spout? Are we for real? Thank goodness that is not overland. That thing has put down, I think, 3 water spouts now. Looks like Dover just got short end of the straw. Got really unlucky. Really sad there. Wind speed and direction. We're still watching some rotation in the tornado warning for Cambridge. Once again, I will be checking. Do we have any new damage reports for the town of Dover? Elevator rescue ongoing at the middle school there. Are they in school? Is Dover in school? I don't feel like they'd be in school at 6 o'clock, though. What are their hours? What time do they close up, I wonder? It says they finish up at 2:30. So it could be teachers if that report's true via 911 dispatch. I mean they are very overloaded right now. They're getting so many reports right now. Probably I don't know how they're doing with it. Wow. Very unfortunate there. Switch it back. Can we switch? Why is it not switching? Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna check again. I think that's what the rest of the day is gonna be pretty much. Checking on the damage reports out of Dover. Yeah, it says person is trapped in an elevator in Dover. It says Central School. Is that different than the other schools, I guess? I feel like it'd probably be a teacher. Where's that at? Where is the school? Excuse me. It looks like a tornado might have gone more up north. I'm really confused, because I saw a damage report down here. Wait, no. Right here. And it says the Holiday Inn got hit, so I'm not not exactly sure what's been hit and what hasn't been hit at this point. It's so early on, so. No, I don't think that's the same one. A different name. Unless they might have typed in the wrong thing. I'm not sure, because it's not adding up right now. But we'll be with you with live damage reports out of Dover. We'll be right back. And we're back now with a tornado warning in effect in places up here in New York. Precipitation has triggered a warning up towards Lawrence there, so we're taking shelter. Excuse me. Tornado warning remains in effect over here as we have some rotation for the town of Cambridge and Creek Church. Now, let's check in on if we... Wait, did that not switch? What? That's just weird, okay. Okay. Still doing some live damage reports here. Dover. It looks like there is some injuries, it would appear. EMS is being dispatched. It looks to be everywhere pretty much at this point. It looks like the entire fire department's being dispatched right now. Not sure where this fire department is. Very unfortunate. So, keep an eye on it for you. We do have a damage report now on Raider Omega from the National Weather Service. Significant structural damage to the Kraft Food facility. Tornado is possible with that. Time estimated from radar. Also get the historic radar data. Not what I asked for. Can we go historic radar data, please? So that is when it was estimated to occur. So I'm very unfortunate. We really hope that no one has suffered extreme injuries from this event, but it is possible. And there's been so many 911 calls. I feel like at this point it's very likely someone has suffered significant injuries. So just keeping prayers for everybody in Dover from the system. So. A storm is a storm heading into Philadelphia? Yeah, we got a decent little storm over here. Check on the not really, okay. Checking to see if those rotate. Well, that's ooh, I don't like that. I don't like the way that looks. Hold on. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks like. Yeah, that doesn't look good, y'all. Looks like we might have another tornado trying to come together here. Is this gonna get a warning? I'm not sure, but I think it needs one at this point. That looks like a very familiar signature that we had to the Dover storm. Dover storm was a bit more intense than that, but it looks generally similar in terms of the way it's developed there. Unwarned at this time, but that does look very interesting to me. I have live cams pulled up on my side. Sorry for that stutter. Apologize very much so. But I have live cams on my end, and I saw some storms. I was like, man, what's that? I have live cams and radar pulled up, so I saw. And I saw like a lightning strike, and I was like, what was that? Also, somebody told me there was a storm in Philly, so. The latest camera rotations kind of died down there. But a new tornado warning has been issued. Excuse me. For Callaway, Great Mills, California, Bellevue, rotational area is ongoing near you. So please take shelter now. Alright, and we are back with a update on what we know from Dover right now. Vehicles trapped in a parking lot, road closures, Route 13 is closed, fire alarms everywhere going off, whatever that might be caused from, maybe lightning, or just the tornado itself. So far, nothing seems like it's complete destruction. I've seen some damage photos. Looks to mainly roof damage, but there is some reports of buildings being destroyed. So we're not sure at this time what exactly and to what extent has occurred in Dover. Now, I believe there was a new tornado warning moments ago just issued. Yes, there was. Right here. Tornado warning is going to be in effect for the town of Belpaine. And that's actually some decent rotation there. You definitely need to be taking shelter right now. How long does that take to form? That's been getting going for a while. And it's getting strong now. Tornado might be coming down. Alright, coming up towards how do you say that? Corbin City. And that is a part of this storm that went through Dover. That is a part of the storm that has produced a massive tornado in Dover. And we're going to check a look at this storm real quickly. Rotation's kind of backed off a bit, but definitely still there. Take shelter, most certainly. Anything worth of noting right now on the wind speed and direction here? Excuse me. I'm trying to see if we have any unwarned rotation. That probably is, but I haven't seen it yet. We ain't checked up on our, tornado report down there from earlier. Northern storms. Oh yeah, there's some rotation up here in our northern storms. Wow. Okay. For Land O Lake State Forest, you have some rotation to your west and south, tiny bit south, mainly your west though. That might be interesting to watch. Whoa, what is that? Whoa! Please tell me that is not even warned. What? Oh, it's going outflow dominant. That's what's happening. That's a mean looking storm. Very angry. I don't know what they did to that thing. Is there anything in the Carolinas yet? No. What? No. Oh yeah, we have one little blip. Every storm starts as a blip, I guess. Let's see. Here. So this is part of the storm, the general storm, I think, that put down the tornado in Dover. Also in Mandel, a downed tree took down a power pole and wires. Near the... Yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt to say that, actually. Not worth the risk. Oh, not to mention... What just happened? Alright, this is on the ground, apparently. The water spout... No, sorry, that's the storm that went through Dover. No, not. Different storm. Sorry, this is all very confusing and very, very odd today. But this is apparently a water spout about to come onto land now. Near the Lober Township. So right about there is where we are tracking a tornado on the ground once again. So, once again, we are tracking another tornado on the ground. Coming onto land here, we have a water spout. I believe that's classified as a water spout. Yeah, okay. Radar confirmed. Water spout moving onto land. Is there a local radar? No, it's not. Okay. I thought there was. Is there not one? I really thought there was. But there is a chance of a tornado trying to form. Actually, it has formed. But it's a chance of this water spout coming onto land and doing damage. Very healthy looking, in my opinion. Definitely capable of doing damage. Alright. So we have a pretty defined hook there. You can see it right here. That's going to be your hook. It's very small, but it's powerful. It's a small hook, but it has the signatures of like a full-on tornado, so we're going to treat it as one. Oftentimes, water spouts aren't really tornadic. Well, I guess it's hard to explain. Alright, this water spout is now on land and officially a tornado. It is impacting the area of Town Bank. Can we get an update from Dover? There's a lot of medical stuff and a lot of traffic incidents occurring in Dover still from the tornado that impacted. US 13's mainly closed, gas leak. Trying to find something. Looks like one person from the day's end has been transported to a hospital. Looks like, not confirmed. Okay, let's see what we can do here. We have the police departments out there now. Is out there, closing off the roads in Dover. Looks like one home has been hit significantly enough to block part of the road in Dover. Our tornado that is apparently on the ground towards Kimmy's town is now about to impact the Cape May Airport, WWD. That is the name of the airport there. Anything to note? Anything? We're good. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is a day. Very intense day right now. Hopefully this main line is getting ready is fixing to head offshore. And once the main part does, I think that's when we'll head off. Once it gets past Georgetown, I think that's when we're gonna call it off today. As this has been extremely significant. Not mistaken, this is the longest live stream we've had in probably a year. This is a very intense day. Mainly highlighted by the Dover incident. Speaking of Dover, nothing new that I can see. But, once again, prayers to everybody affected today. Today's been a pretty rough day in the terms of severe weather, so, yeah. Looks like they're currently doing welfare checks right now in Dover. That tornado is no longer confirmed to be on the ground at this moment. Okay, back. We're gonna talk about the Dover now. So, what the world? The Dover incident now that has happened. Tornado hits Dover. Tornado has impacted Dover now.